All right, welcome to the beginner senior core strength workout. You're gonna need a single dumbbell between 10 and 20 pounds and a resistance band of any resistance for today's workout. We're gonna start our first 30-second exercise seated right now. Take a big breath in through your nose. Hold at the top of your inhale, and then a nice forceful exhale. And hold at the bottom of your exhale. One more time, breath in. We hold, and we breathe out. Beautiful. Go ahead and stand up. We're gonna go into the pull-off press. So the band should be attached at about chest height here. We'll start our 30-second timer. Press out, and then in. Press out, and in. You're gonna stay in out position for just a split second, holding it. That's where you're gonna be doing the actual work of this exercise, is when you're in that out position of the pull-off press. You should be feeling your core muscles engaged here, your internal and external obliques. Those are really powerful muscles for holding you upright, for keeping you with good balance. And obviously, the further you walk out and the longer you hold, the tougher this exercise gets. You wanna make sure you feel safe as you're doing this. Core strength is tightly associated with longevity. So super important that we work on it, especially as we age. Nice. Go ahead and set that band back down, and we're gonna make our way down to the ground. We're gonna go into a side plank. Now, I would recommend, if you're a beginner, you do this from an elbow and a knee. So you're gonna set your hips up at a slight bend. You're gonna keep your knees one on top of the other. You could also do this on a mat. And you're gonna pop your bottom hip up off the ground. You should feel these muscles on your underside engage. If you want, if it feels more comfortable, you can go with your top leg out straight. Try to keep your body in one nice straight line as you do this. You don't want to sag your head down and end up with a crook in your neck. Bring your top hand up onto the hip if you want to make it a little bit more challenging. Now I'm starting to feel my bottom butt muscles, my glutes. And we're gonna come back down, and let's go ahead and flip to the other side. Do the exact same thing. Again, you can bring that top hand up. If you want an extra challenge, you can bring the hand up towards the sky. Body stays in one nice straight line here. This is an awesome 10-minute or so workout to start your day, or maybe you do this before or after your regular strength training. You're definitely not gonna wanna skip your big barbell strength training, squats, deadlift, overhead press. Okay, so next we're gonna go into what's called a bear hold. So to do this, we're gonna come up onto our box, our knees down on the ground, hands up on the box, and you're gonna pop up like this. So slight bend in your knees. This could be very close to fully straight knees. The more you bend them, the closer you get to that box, the tougher this exercise becomes. Again, this is a great core stability exercise. You want your back to be pretty straight. You certainly don't want to be really rounded or very extended. As you do this, you want to lock it in. You can think about squeezing your knees towards your hands. So next we're going to move into the dead bug. So we're back down on our back, and we're going to have our feet or our knees up towards the sky, and we're gonna lower one leg down at a time. If you wanna pair this with an exhale to increase stability, you can. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. Nice work. Okay, very similar position. If you need to take a little break, you can pause the video and take a break right here, because we're gonna work those exact same muscles here. We're gonna go into a bicycle crunch. And the way I like to do this for my beginners is keeping their knees bent. Again, I like to bring the exhale as I exert. So inhale, exhale. Nice work. All right, come back up seated and take a quick break because we're gonna work those exact same muscles one more time. I promise this will be the last time until the next time. And we're gonna do a leg lower. So I like to do these, we're gonna do 30 seconds on each side. We're gonna get crazy here. We're gonna hold our left leg up in the air and then we're gonna lower that right leg down. The further out you take your foot, the harder this exercise becomes. So if you go all the way out and keep it straight through the entire range of motion, that's pretty tough. That's more of like an intermediate exercise. Obviously, the less you hold on to this top leg too, the more your core has to work to hold it. Nice work. We're almost done, and let's go ahead and switch sides and go. Again, like I said, you can just drop this leg down, keeping the knee bent. And extend it a little bit, or you can go out all the way, full extension of the knee. And that makes it quite difficult, really feeling the core having to work to stabilize. And that's one of the main functions of our core, is stabilizing our spine as our legs move. So we want it to be able to do that. Okay, now we're gonna flip over onto all fours. We're gonna go into our bird dog. So we're gonna extend one leg and one hand, and then we'll come back to center and switch. If this is too challenging for you, you can just start with the leg, and then you can do the hand. And when you're ready, you can progress to doing it alternately. Right hand, left leg, left hand, right leg. Okay, now we're gonna go into a plank hold on the box. Obviously, you can do this on the ground if you wanna make it a little tougher. I'm gonna swing around here so I'm on my box. If you need to keep your knees down, you can. Pop up, keep that body in a nice straight line. For an extra challenge, you can think about tucking your hips under. Like if you had a belt buckle, you'd be bringing it up towards your nose and your nose towards your belt buckle. That's gonna help activate a rectus abdominis, the six-pack muscle, just a little bit more. We're gonna hold it here. We're building stability, which leads to better mobility throughout your entire body. Now we're gonna do our single arm carry with our dumbbells. This is what we wanted our dumbbell for. You're gonna grab it, you're gonna take it in one hand, and we're gonna walk back and forth for 30 seconds on each side. I'm in quite a small space here, so I'm just gonna do a little lap back and forth. You could obviously go much further than this, but even doing this in a small space and having to turn frequently is a really good thing for your balance, for your mobility. And this may not seem like a traditional core exercise, but what this is doing is forcing me to stabilize on my opposite side, forcing the quadratus lumborum in my back. Go ahead and switch sides. And the internal and external oblique muscles, all these powerful core muscles, forcing them to do their job in a way that's very meaningful. We talk about wanting our training to be functional, which just means it's as much like real life. And boy, I can't think of many things as much like real life as carrying something in one hand. So that's something we're all gonna wanna do for a very long time. We wanna be able to carry our own groceries. I wanna be able to get them all in one trip from the car. You know, we don't have to go back for a second trip. Nice. All right, we're gonna come back, set our weight down, come back to our bench. We're gonna finish with 2 nice recovery breaths. We're gonna end just like we started. Big breath in through the nose, and hold, and let it out through the mouth. Hold, big breath in, hold, and out. And hold. Nice work. You've completed your 10 or so minute senior core workout. Kudos to you. You're ready for whatever's next in your day.